Hello, Black women, brilliant, beautiful, goddess born all. I hope you are holding yourselves, your daughters, granddaughters, nieces, and goddess daughters uplifted, held sacred, and protected. Listen, Black women, we gotta talk. We gotta talk. We have to talk about this Carlee Russell situation. Um, you know me, trigger warning. I've been thinking. I've been thinking, and I want to give us a different perspective. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so if you haven't heard this story by now, it took me some time about Carlee Russell. She's a 20 something year old registered nurse student, a black young woman, and it's all over the internet how she has wasted police officers' time and the Obama internet time, and all the people on Twitter are just want their Twitters back. I don't know, because they feel like, oh, it's come out that she wasn't kidnapped or missing. Okay. And my thing is, I swear, that book that black man wrote called Why We Hate Black Women is always pops in my mind, right? Black women and black girls can't do shit wrong. We can't be different. We can't have it can't be that our background or what's happening in the moment or anything, mental health issues, none of that applies to black women. We are constantly it's like everybody's constantly waiting for us to do something wrong, and if we don't, if we don't we gonna be wrong anyway. Okay. So I don't know this young woman. I don't know her family. I heard the different sides of the story. And what I keep hearing is, oh, she lied, and oh, she did this, and oh, she did that, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, far as I know, she's not out mass murdering people. Okay, yeah, she's not. And mass murderers, by the way, they get a whole backstory on how they were abused as children and this happened or that happened, or they were born without a soul, whatever. They get all kinds of excuses. But I'm going to give you a different scenario. And it doesn't have to do with this particular incident, but I want you to think about this. There is this, what they're calling now, a disease called Munchausen by proxy. And they're making it out to be a mental illness. But what really happens with Munchausen by proxy is that it is primarily women, and they are primarily white women who are married, 26 or older, and have children, and they make their children sick by feeding them, let's say, by feeding them poison. They get their children sick so that they themselves as white women can get the attention of being the mother of a sick child. Okay. Now, I've encountered at least three of these women in my lifetime that they actually ended up in court. And what happened is, it's hard, it can be hard to catch them because they'll wait till you leave and they'll use dirty needles, and they're the reasons we really started putting locks on shit. Don't let them fuck with you about, oh, we didn't want people who were drug addicts to get to the needles. No, you didn't want white women who were poisoning their own children to get attention to get to those needles, okay? So, in the last few years, well, more than that, they have basically made Munchausen by proxy, which is generally done by the mother of the child in 96% of the cases. And if you go through and you start scrolling and looking at who the victims are and who the perpetrators are, for the most part, it's white children this is being done to by their white mothers. But it's so weird how we don't really have a problem with that. And these women can often be adjacent to the medical community. So they may know a little something about it, or they may even be a nurse themselves, right? And so if these women will do this to their own children, what the hell do you think they'll do when we come into the hospital as black women and black girls? But we're going to ride Carlee Russell because she did something wrong or right or different or whatever. We're just going to ride her. And she's going to be the young black woman that we're all going to look at to target. See, when we're talking about Munchausen by proxy, white people protect them white women. They protect them. I don't see anybody really. Okay, very few. There's very few of us as black women who are getting on here and talking about how white women can be a Marjorie Taylor Greene and literally cater a fucking January 6th. Okay? She brought the food, didn't she? Didn't she bring the mayonnaise? But you couldn't get her off of shit. You can't get her kicked out of the Congress because she's a white woman. But you know what she did that really fucked her up? Okay, out of all the shit this bitch done did with that fucking chloroform hair looking shit with her horrifying self, out of all the shit this bitch has done, she gets kicked off of the most terroristic committee because she said to another white woman, what's that bitch named Lauren Boebert or something? She called her a little bitch, and it was heard. Because see, you cannot in these United States talk shit about white women. I don't give a fuck what they do. Okay? And it is a cardinal sin for one white woman to talk shit about another white woman and call her out her name, don't hold her protected and uplifted and all that shit, even if she fucking hates that bitch. But we're all ready to jump on the bandwagon when a black woman or a black girl does anything. You think black women can't do wrong? Well, damn. Let a bitch live. Let a bitch breathe. Can we do that? Can we make it so that nobody gets to attack black women and black girls? We gonna take all the time needed to figure out what's going on with them and love up on them and hug up on them and consider their background and what they've gone through and the traumas and their mental health. Why can't we do that for us as black women and black girls? Why do we hate black women? Because really, didn't we do the same thing when baby girl was getting her ass kicked by that black dude in Chicago, we wanted to jump on the hate train.